Righty. Just get everything set up. Test. Test. Hello. 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 Okay. I don't think. Yes, this is the fabled tiny cyclist and guy, bike guy. Let's see. Corey, how do I sound? I was trying to make sure the microphone was working, and I put myself in an echo loop, so that was cool. Which I mean, it's pretty. Pretty standard for me to work on things as the stream begins and not have it ready to go, later on or whatever. But that's fine. That's just the way I do things. All right, let's move the camera here, and then we can get started. So, what are we doing today? We are. Hello, Catherine. Probably fine for a quick stream. Cool. What the heck is that on my frame? That is gunk. Okay, cool. I thought it was like broken or something. That was concerning. Okay, so today I need to install what's known as a bottom bracket, and that goes into this shell here and is these. They're just bearings, right? So they just spin like a bearing. They're just ball bearings in there. And this centerpiece, I don't think we need. Anyway, it fits into there. And there's two different kinds, right? There's two different kinds of bottom brackets. There's one like this, which is press fit. And then there's the standard bottom bracket, which threads in. You can see there are no threads. This is a press fit, which they're a lot more difficult and tougher to work on. Not really. I mean, it's still not that big of a deal. But they are definitely more annoying than that. So we got to install that. And then, if I can zoom in here, there we go. Let's see, left and right. So it is noted on there, left and right. Now, why, you may be wondering, is it sweaty? And I thought that was an expiration date. The reason that it's wet and sweaty is this has been in the freezer. My dad taught me that you can put bearings in the freezer, and if you put bearings in the freezer, obviously the metal and everything is going to shrink just a touch, and they're going to be easier to insert. So nice little trick for you, even if you're not working on bikes, if you're working on, ATVs or something, you can use that trick. That's a great idea. Thank you. Well, I thank my dad. It wasn't me. I didn't come up with that. I don't think he came up with it either. I don't think he can lay claim to that. But, Katie, how have you been? Hopefully doing well. Oh, we have another Catherine watching. She just texted me. Good to have you, Catherine. I got off work early today, and I was bored, and I need to do this. So sometimes I live stream when I work on things, because if I don't, then I won't do it. Doing well, building a garage just by yourself. That's incredible. So the last time that I streamed, my work area was more or less in chaos. Alyssa, my wonderful wife, cleaned it and organized things, but now I can't find where anything is. So that's cool. But I did just find the piece that I need. So how are we going to install a bottom bracket? I hear everybody asking. Everybody wants to know. People are just dying to know the answer to this question. How do we install this? Well, this is how. This tool right here that I can't get on camera, but it is a bearing press. And these cups will sit on the bearing, and then these thread onto it, and you use that to press the bearing in. Very interesting. Oh, you've hired contractors. Well, I think you should have done it yourself. I think you could have learned a lot from that process. Or you should have hired me. I would have done it for a much lower price, significantly worse. But, Okay. So the last time I tried to do this, I had the wrong bottom bracket. Because, bottom brackets are all different. And they are, bike specific as well, or they can be bike specific and frame specific. So hopefully this time I got it right. We'll see. We shall see. If I don't have it right, well, I can't. All right, let's get this thing started here. So yeah, so these just thread on, pretty simple. Don't hit your frame. There it goes. And then we're going to put the bearing cup on. I guess I could zoom out this. The bearing cup on the other side here, like so. And then we're going to take the bearing and put it so that one of these butts up against it so that it can properly be inserted. Now I checked with Pivot and their support team. Step one, crack the frame. Yes. It's funny you say that, because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that this is the right bottom bracket. I emailed Pivot support. This is my Pivot full suspension. Emailed their support, and I was like, this does not look right. This looks way too big. And they said, no, That's definitely right. So we're going to find out. Ah, jeez. So, fingers crossed. Also, the inner part of this, the inner part of the bottom bracket shell, is greased up a little bit. I did put some grease in there. And this, so SRAM bottom brackets will have this centerpiece. It's just plastic. You can hear it. And your crank goes through it. Obviously, it's labeled left and right because they do taper off. The crank, it's not axle, that's the word I'm looking for. The middle of the crank is tapered off. And so that's what those are used for. But, little secret, you don't have to use those. You do not have to use them. It's actually recommended not to use them by pivot because they don't fit properly in the bottom bracket shell here. So, I'm nervous. I don't know if this is going to fit or not. And that's like the whole reason I'm doing this video or doing the live stream. If it doesn't fit, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to pivot to something else. So, I don't know. I'm nervous. All right. Well, I got to figure out. I got to do it anyway. So, this is going to go on the other side. Let me zoom out a little bit. This cup will rest on the other side and just act as something for it to butt up against. So I've got it in the other end of the bottom bracket here, like so. And then deafen yourself by dropping the metal thing so that it comes in full contact with another metal thing and concrete. If it doesn't come in full contact, I'm sorry to say, you're doing it wrong. So anyway, twisting on the other side here. I have this way messed up. Hold on here. I'm sorry if I scared your cat. I didn't mean to. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let's stop for a moment. It's going. It is going in. Okay. This is a much better angle. I don't know why I didn't start here. It is going in. The paranoid part of me, though, I don't know if it's going to fit or not. I wonder if I can... hold on. Let me Google something real quick. Hold on. Let's see. All right, there's two Catherines in here. I am going to refer to the other one as Dr. Catherine. She is a PhD person. What's the proper term for that? Somebody correct me, please. It's not PhD person, but that's as close as I'm going to get. Okay, so he did just alert me that the bottom bracket is going to make noise when it's going in. And I know that, but I'm nervous. I'm still nervous. Let me see something real quick. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, jeez. You know what? Let me back this off. This doesn't seem. Just want to make sure I'm not crushing the bearings here. I mean, it seems right. Does it seem right to you guys? I think it does, right? It's a little lopsided. That's what's concerning me. Let's see. SRAM. All right. What do we do? The thing is, I don't know why the bottom isn't pressing in. Let me do it from this side. The trouble with these things is you got freaking. I'm pretty sure it's going. I don't know. They told me it's the correct bottom bracket, so I think if it breaks, I can sue them. Can I sue them? I don't know. Yeah, it's like the bottom isn't going in at all, which is very strange. You know what? Let's start over. Let's just start over. No biggie. No biggie. Now, how do we remove it? You're probably asking. This thing. It's a little spider. It goes in one side and presses up on the bearing cups, and then you hammer it, hit it with a little mallet, and that removes the bracket. Go on this side with it. Alrighty. Get a mallet. Okay. Well, I didn't expect it to fly out like that, but okay, here we are. Interesting. That, to be honest, I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get that out. So, you know. Yeah, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. So you see, let me show you what I'm working with here. You can see and I don't know if this is a cup or what is in there, but it shaved some of the metal, which is not the way it's supposed to be. Less than ideal. But we have stopped, and that's the good thing. The weird thing is like the brackets fit, or the brackets. I'm sorry, the bearings fit. Like you can see on the inside of this, all this is a silver shell with a bearing in the center of it. You can see it spinning. That would fit. This will not. Yeah, there's no way. No shot that that is going in there. And the previous bottom bracket was, let's see if I can find it. It went to this crank, which, whoops, goes through. I don't know. It's like there's a shell on the inside that's not working properly. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Alrighty, let me do some Googling here. All is not lost though, because I do have some other maintenance stuff to do. Please give me just a moment though. Excuse me. Yo, did you see my face? I wasn't sure. It's hot outside, so I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt, and I don't really want to be on camera with a sleeveless shirt. Why? I don't I don't know. It's best not to question why. Um, Alrighty. Let's see here. I don't want us to see those guns. Yeah, sure. I don't have a concealed carry. Or no, it wouldn't be concealed carry. What would it be? Open carry? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about guns and such. Anyway, what else can we do today? This is slightly concerning, but I will deal with that at a later date. Let me get a screwdriver. Alyssa has sabotaged this whole thing because I can't find anything. I can't find any of my tools. Ah, she put it in the toolbox. Clever. Clever on her part to put a tool in the toolbox. Who would have thought of that? Let's see if this will end back down. Ouch. Yeah, that's just some metal there to reinforce the carbon, I think, is all that really is. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, because if I go in from this side, and yeah, that's just some sort of shell. I swear it acts like the previous bottom bracket. The weird thing, I threw it away. I can't find it. Well, I think I threw it away. But the bottom bracket that was in there before was literally just two bearings. There was no cup. There was none of this. None of this action here. None of that nonsense. It was just a cup. So I don't know the difference here. And the problem is I'd never seen one of those bottom brackets before. These Praxis cranks, they tried to be as similar as possible. No, Corey, it did not fit. I don't think it fit. I'm actually talking to their support on my laptop over there. But these Praxis cranks, this is the old one, tried to mimic the pivot crank or the SRAM cranks as much as possible. So it's like, you've got your non-drive side, and then you've got your drive side, which, hold on, goes like such. And then there's one bolt that does it. Anyway, what I'm getting at is they tried to mimic them as much as possible, but the bottom brackets aren't the same. Because the bottom brackets aren't the same, I'm a little confused as to why the other one just had bearings. I swear, if I could find them, I'm talking like a crazy person, as if nobody watching believes me. But I swear, the other bottom bracket was just two bearings. Curiouser and curiouser as time goes on. It's also incredibly hot. So anyway, I'm talking to their support. I just want to see what they say. I sent them a picture of the shell here. So we'll see what they come back with before we continue with that. But in the meantime, there was something else I was going to do, and I don't remember what it was. But yes, bottom brackets, very simple. They're just bearings. And your crank, I guess I could show you. Let's scoot back a little bit. That's where we put Alora if we're outside. She has a pack and play that we keep in the garage. She hates it. It's like being in prison. Okay, so the way it's supposed to work, let me find the crank that I was going to put on here. What have I done with it? You know what? Screw it. Whatever. I'll just use this one. The way it's supposed to work is the bearings, the crank sits in like that, right? Obviously all the way in. It would go all the way down here, but I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to put it all the way on. So it would be down here. But in theory, what it does is it rests, and then the bearings in the bottom bracket shell allow it to rotate, and that's what lets you spin the crank. It's not just free floating in there. There is parts to it. So the pivot support is saying that it looks like the plastic sleeve and other parts from the previous bottom bracket are still in there. Intriguing. I don't know that I believe him. I don't know. Ow. I don't know if this is true or not. Let's get in for a closer look, shall we? So there's my insanely dirty pivot bearings. Don't look at those. Look at this. The thing that I may have broken. So let me get the little spider thing again here. Hey, oh. And then let's go from here. See, there's nothing for it to catch on. That's what's confusing me. It's almost like this is in backwards or something. Okay, I think I see. I think I see the problem. Everybody, I believe I have figured out the problem. Now, figuring out the problem arguably less important than figuring out the solution. So this was an infinite or a BB infinite bottom bracket in here previously. So it looks like
one of these. And you're going to need this. The crank is removed. And all of our products are installed through one of the, depending on sticking a hammer right up. Now you can see it's starting to come out. So every once in a while, you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to cinch the dies them. Okay? You don't need to get tool on it. You just need to use your hand, and it keeps it from being all wobbly.
this guy's. I wish I could show you this, but where I'm streaming on my phone, I can't really like share anything. But the guy. Okay, here's the problem. Where's my notepad? All right, everybody ready? We figured it out. Here's the problem. There's my workbench. Let's go over here. Everybody, we're going up. Everybody, hold on to your lunch. Expert streamer. There's my iced coffee from earlier. Ignore that. All right, so here's the problem. What are we working with here? We're working with a BB Infinite. So they're special, right? They've got these special things. They're ceramic bearings. They have their own module. They've got this own system for installing and replacing bottom brackets. That answers my question, or at least solves the riddle of why in the world did the previous bottom bracket only have bearings. So the way that a BB Infinite, I gotta write it, works is a traditional bottom bracket is gonna have, okay, I can't draw, okay? All right, let's just get that out of the way first. A traditional bottom bracket is gonna have, like, this is the cup, right? That's the cup. Inside the cup are the bearings. The cup comes out, and the cup presses into the frame, which is just raw carbon, and sometimes has a centerpiece, right? So if we draw the centerpiece too, that goes in there, blah, blah, blah. BB Infinite does not do that. What BB Infinite does is they have an all-in-one shell in the center that looks like this, right? You put that in the frame. You leave this so it's permanently in there. The thing that you replace on these is just the bearings. So there's no cup, there's no centerpiece. It's all pre-installed. That's the thing that I scratched up, is this centerpiece. Now, how do I get it out? That's an excellent question that I don't really have an answer to yet. Let me see if I can figure this out. Give me just a second. So this guy, I'll bring you over here. This guy is saying,
are installed from the non-drive side. So you're going to be removing all of our products from the drive side because there's no flange. This is the way it comes out. And you want to prep just by screwing one of the dies on about halfway down the shaft, just like that. And the dies are two-sided, and they have a laser mark with which side it's supposed to face, depending fine.
Read, follow the instructions.
Insert the removal tool into the bottom bracket and use the appropriate side of the die and just screw it down as well. And what you want to do is you want to get full thread engagement, and that means that the threads are just going to start poking out, and it really makes things a lot easier because you're not swinging the hammer right up against the bike. That makes me nervous, and I like to not be nervous.
Doesn't make me nervous.
So just go ahead and give these a twist and really lock them on good. Now, you're free.
Can the captions go? I don't need the captions. Thank you.
Frame to steady it as you're striking
Uh-huh.
with the hammer. Now you can see it's starting to come out. So every once in a while, you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to cinch these dies. Okay. You don't need to get cool. You need to use your hand.
Okay. This is the thing that pisses me off about the bike industry. Why do we have to have all of these proprietary things? What is the point? All right, well, this is a bummer. Back to the bike. Huh? Let's see if we can figure this out. So BB Infinite apparently sells a doohickey that you can hammer the bottom bracket out with, or the bottom bracket shell. I don't own that. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy it for a one-time removal process. So I wonder... What did he say? So he's hitting it from the drive side. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's get techie. Or not techie. Let's get the opposite of techie. Let's get caveman style here. Okay. What I'm going to do, there is a flange here that I can hit. Step on this. Okay. You're not going to believe this, but I see movement. I see movement. I'm telling you, you're not going to... I see... Let me move over here. Do you see that? I don't think that was stuck out that far earlier. And I think this one was stuck out further. I feel like I'm going crazy. I am probably going to have to change the microphone off, or turn the microphone off, though, because my phone's about to die. Okay. Let me do it this way. If I can support the frame. Like this. Oh, yeah. Did it move any? Did you guys see it move any? Is it in the exact same spot? Let me text my friend. Who may have done this? Can I use this? No. No, that's the same size as the app. Well, hold on. Hold the phone. Did it move? Katie, did it move? Did you see it move? I need confirmation. Anyway, I'm going to text my buddy. He might at some point have used infinite bottom brackets or BB infinite. Yeah, that's not doing anything. So he might have the removal tool. That would be cool. That'd be sick. All right, here we go. Katie doesn't think it moved. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna watch the install video. Maybe I can watch the install and do a little reverse engineering here.
For specific model instructions, refer to the installation instructions included with the module you are installing. In addition to the common shop tools and materials you see here, you will need the retaining compound specified by the installation instructions.
Yeah.
Clean and degelt. Do not apply any oil 3/4 of the way and stop. On frames without a full-length inner bottom bracket sleeve, the module will become loose in the frame once it is pressed past the first stage of the shell. Apply a thin coat of retaining compound to the frame bottom bracket shell and to the exposed interface of the module. With the standoff bushing in place, drive the module in without stopping until the module stop flange is flush against the frame.
This is stupid. So it has a press removal tool. I wonder if I could press it out with this. I mean, probably not. All right. Out that way. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. Katie, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it for me. Tell me if it moves or not. Okay. Katie, I don't think it moved. I don't think it moved. Did not confirm. Okay. I'm glad you're looking out for me. I appreciate that. So what? Do I have a... All right, let me try one thing. It's take forever to get hooked up here. Katie, keep an eye on it. This is the last thing I'm going to try. All right, everybody. Keep an eye on it. Here we go. Yeah, okay. It's not doing a thing. All right, whatever. Well, that's a bummer. I can tighten that. Sorry. Okay, well, what I'm gonna have to do is take it to a shop to see if they have the tool to remove that, because I don't. And if I keep going, I'm going to break my frame, I think. I think I'm going to break my frame. And to be honest, I don't really want to do that. Really don't want to do that. Yep. Quite an unfortunate event here. So, like an unfortunate series of events. But we learned something. Yeah, we learned that BB infinite bottom brackets are stupid, and they're very expensive for something that's dumb. You know, the funny thing is, my dad came over, and we were going to install this together. Just, you know, he was here. It was easier. He has a really nice thread removal tool, and we were going to do that, and we couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure out how to get it out. So this is an ongoing saga of trying to replace this bottom bracket. All I want to do is replace it. I'm not asking for much, but now I'm full on stuck. Now until I either get a tool or I find somebody with a tool, I can't do anything. So yeah. Well, I think that's all she wrote. I think that's all I'm going to do today. Got to reconvene. I got to gather my thoughts and see if I can figure out what to do next. But appreciate everybody stopping by. It kind of a bummer, but you know, I appreciate everybody stopping by. The next time I'll have a much better plan. So see everybody next time.